Health is not something that you need to acquire. It is something you already have. Don't interfere with it, particularly with your beliefs. It is important to recognize that this applies to all of your relationships as well. If any human relationship you are in is unsatisfactory in any way, be certain that you are not compounding the problem by continuing to give energy to the aspects that you dislike. For example, when someone says they don't get along with their parents or their spouse, they are defining the relationship in terms of what they dislike. It is impossible to live with her, there's always arguing, there's no respect for me, and so on. If you find you do this, begin to raise your energy level and remind yourself that relationships are exclusively experienced in your thoughts. Shift those thoughts upwards in frequency to the level of spiritual consciousness and bring that to the relationship. For you, the person doing the upgrade in vibration, the relationship will change regardless of how anyone else reacts, and also the problem in the relationship will disappear. How many times have you heard the words, "I can't help it, this is the way I was taught to do this," or words to this effect? Many of the problems that we face are due to our being attached to the way we've always done things. Suppose you have a mindset which has produced a host of failures. These problems might involve a series of failed relationships in which you end up continuing to feel victimized. Or they might be the result of addictive behavior that persists despite having changed the substances you've craved over the years. Or you may have a pattern of being wasteful with your finances. Or perhaps you've experienced one chronic illness after another, even though the places on your body take turns being the troublesome spots. We are subjected to many illusions in our daily life. The greatest one is the one which keeps us trapped in giving our energy to what has always been. This illusion is characterized by the belief that the past is the reason why I'm continuing to believe in these ways. I have referred to the wake of a fast-moving boat. The wake is the trail that is left behind, and nothing more. The wake cannot drive the boat. The wake of your life does not drive your body. But the present moment energy that you put into the events of your past, explaining or excusing your continuing problems, does affect your life today. And that is the source of those problems. The second factor that keeps us producing those unwanted problems is our love of wallowing around in the dramas of our past and using our inner energy to remind ourselves, and anyone who will listen, of all that created the problems we experience today. No one said it better or more succinctly than William Shakespeare when he reminded us, "What's done is done." Many of your so-called problems are present today because you are caught up in your personal history. Know in your heart that everything in your wake had to take place in order for you to be where you are today. And what is my evidence for making such a statement? Everything did take place, period. Rather than cursing it, bless it and bring love and acceptance to it. There's no shortage of folks out there who will let you know how they expect you to think, feel, and behave. Now suppose that you are filled with deep resentment about how those people are continually reminding you of their expectations for you. The antidote for resolving this problem is a spiritual one. You must learn to increase your energy vibrations from the low range of anger and resentment to the higher ranges of kindness, love, and forgiveness. The moment that you no longer react with that low energy, the illusion of your problem will disappear. I observed an 18-year-old friend of one of our daughters talking to his mother on the telephone. As he hung up the phone in frustration, he said, "She makes me so angry. She's always telling me what to think and where to go and how to do things." He was obviously upset. I told him he had two choices. He could either continue to practice being right or practice being kind. If you insist on being right, you will argue, get frustrated, angry, and your problems will persist with your mom, I explained. If you simply practice being kind, you can remind yourself that this is your mom. She's always been that way. She will very likely stay that way. But you're going to send her love instead of anger when she starts in with her routine. A simple statement of kindness such as, "That's a good point, Mom. I'll think about it." And you have a spiritual solution to your problem. When you need to be right, you stay invested in the world of low energy. When you practice being kind, you bring a spiritual essence to the illusion of a problem, and amazingly, it just disappears.